For this discussion, I just quickly want to talk about APA. So APA is a documentation style that is founded by the American Psychological Association. And any academic paper, research paper, uses some documentation style. You may be used to MLA. That's the most common for English classes and humanities. But when it comes to education courses, I believe criminal justice, communications, those types of disciplines usually rely on APA. Now let me tell you something. I am not an authority on APA, and I don't even like it. But I think it's important that you work on it, and you have to have some experience in dealing with it so that you are able to use it going forward. So for the annotated bibliography, we are not ready to talk about title pages and abstracts. That's for the papers. All we're concerned about right now is the actual references. When you do write a paper, your last page of your document will be your references page. Well, your annotated bibliography are those references that have annotations included with them. So one source I wanted to point out to you is the Al Purdue Online Writing Lab. This has both MLA, APA information in it. So anytime that you're working on any paper for any class, please use this resource if you need to. Also, please use your textbook. I know those quizzes this week were pretty hard because APA is pretty hard. Particularly turn to pages 496 and 497 in your writer's reference. Those have general information about APA citations, and then the actual instructions on how to cite begin on 498. So you will want to really get familiar with these pages, and anytime you come up with a source, you consider the type of source and you go and look up how to cite it. Now, there are generators online, I do realize that, but you are still responsible to make sure that it's done correctly. So you are responsible for knowing what a writer's reference says about any particular citation. One thing I included for you on our shell is a comparison. I mean, you can also find this in the OWL website, but for those of you who know MLA rather well, I give you a little comparison. Now keep in mind MLA has updated, so you want to remember that. But it kind of gives you an idea. It kind of helps you with how they compare. So you may look at that for help. Also, one more thing about using our library's databases and citing from there. So if you're online, if you're off campus, which most of you are, I provide you the library database passwords here in activities. Let's check and make sure we know where they are. Okay, they're right here. It may show that it's closed, but it is a linked resource, so you can still access it. Okay, so in Tools, you go to Library Book Search. My personal favorite, and I just think it has a lot of sources available to us, is ProQuest. And if you will click, so if I'm going to look at, let's say, Developmental English, I can click Full Text and Peer Reviewed, and that tells me that this is going to be credible and that I can access the entire article, so I don't have to worry about trying to find one. And if I hit Enter there, it's a little bit slow today. Then it brings up 171 results. Okay, so let's just say I choose this first title, Does Classroom Composition Matter? And I can download the entire PDF, so it will show how it originally was published in the Community College Review. I have all the information here, so even if I didn't have a citation tool over to the side, I have all the information that's been given to me that I could create a citation. Well, the beauty about using these resources is that it will cite for you. We are APA 6th edition, so that is the citation that comes up immediately. Now, if we were doing something else, these are all the documentation styles. We're concerned about this first one. Then we would pick it. But it does come up APA 6th, and that's what we are using. And you can just check them. Okay, we have the authors listed with the first initials. We have the date. We have the article title with only the first word capitalized. There are not any quotation marks. There are not any italices on this article title. It comes from Community College Review, that is italicized, Volume 42, Edition 3, pages 201 through 220, and retrieved at this time. This looks great to me, so I think I'll copy and paste it to my paper. It's that simple. Okay, so I just wanted to touch base on APA. Study your textbook. Use Al Purdue if you wish. And, of course, by all means, use the citation tools that are available to you. I hope this helps with APA.